Hi everybody, so I'm going to continue with this and hopefully the sound will be a little bit better too. I just finished off number 4 and let's take a look at a couple more of these. I don't think number 2 is all that interesting. Just a reminder that you have to multiply the x plus 2 times the x plus 2. So you're going to have to FOIL that out. And since there's an addition in front, life is not so complicated. I'm going to do question 5 though, because I think that the minus sign here is important to pay attention to, and we get to do some FOIL also. So the x minus 3 squared means x minus 3 times x minus 3. The x plus 3 is going to also be repeated. Remember that negative sign in front here might cause us some trouble. So working out the multiplication, let's go with the green for actions. So I'm doing x times x and x times negative 3. I'm going to do negative 3 times x and negative 3 times negative 3. And so my calculations are going to give me x squared minus 3x plus 9. Now the second multiplication, it's nicer that they're all positives. However, be careful because you've got a negative sign out in front that I'm going to put in front of a bracket. So I'm going to put my 4 terms from this multiplication locked inside of a bracket that will be negativized, right? X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x and 3 times 3. And my next line, I'm not going to do any like terms yet. I could put those two negative 3x's together. I'm going to wait to do that all on the next line. So the negative is going to change all of these signs opposite to what they were. The fact that they were all positive makes them all negative. But if there was a negative in there, it would have become positive. Now, knocking things off, x squared and x squared. They're both going to cancel each other out. The negative 3x and the negative 3x and the negative 3x and the negative 3x. How come they're all negative? Oh yeah, that's right, that negative sign. And so that's going to be negative 12x. And then the positive 9 and the negative 9 opposites from each other. So your answer is just negative 12x. Question 6. Kind of nervous about this, or just this idea of dividing from all 3 of the terms. Remember that 4x divided by 4x cubed is going to be equal to, and I'm going to go right down here right away, is going to be equal to 3x squared. Dividing it from the 12x squared is going to be negative. Well, it's not going to be 3x squared. Back it up there. It's just going to be x squared. The next one's going to be negative 3x, right? 12 divided by 4. And you subtract the exponents on the x. And then the third one is going to be negative. The 24 divided by 4 is negative 6, and the x's disappear. Now this next 3 terms, and here's where some of you guys, okay, might be brave enough to try the following. 18x cubed divided by 6x is going to be divided, so it's going to be 3x squared. The 24x squared divided by the 6x is going to be a 6. 24 divided by 6 is 4x, and negative 12x divided by 6x is going to give you negative 2. However, here's the problem. This minus sign in front was going to affect all 3 terms. Now you either have the option of putting those 2 brackets like that, or we can immediately put the negative on all 3 of those terms, so it'll be negative 3x squared. The 4x will turn into a negative 4x. And the negative 2 at the end here will become a positive 2. So basically this sign was positive, was going to become negative. This negative is going to become positive. And when you think about it, this 18 was positive, and now it's going to have the negative. X squared and negative 3x squared, negative 3x and negative 4x, negative 6 and positive 2. Forgot the squared on the x. I know that was bothering you. Letter C, I'm going to skip that one, and I want to jump down to letter D. How much are we doing for time here? 5 minutes. All right. So the length of the base is given, you're going to find the length given the area and the height. Now, I mentioned this in class. If normally you would calculate base times height divided by 2 to get area, then working backwards, it's going to be area times 2, right, reverse operation, and then divided by h becomes, times h becomes divided by h. So I'm going to take my 2x squared y minus 4xy and double it. Only the coefficient doubles. Both coefficients. So that's the area times 2. And I need to divide that by the height. Fortunately, it's going to work out evenly. 20x divided from 4x squared y. 40 minus 20 is 2. X squared divided by x is just x. And y, well, it's just the y. Nothing to divide there. 80 divided by 20 is 4. The x's are going to cancel out. And y. And so basically, this is going to be the length. And you can check it by multiplying 20x times 2xy minus 4y, and then divide by 2, and check that that gets you your answer. And unit-wise, it doesn't have any units on this, but this is not square units, this is just length units for the base. Letter E. They're asking you to treat this trapezoid as a rectangle and a triangle. You have to figure out the perimeter of the entire polygon, and they're telling you the area of the rectangle. So we have a few of the sides. We still need to find that length, AB, and that length, AC. Well, hopefully you're recognizing right away that AB must be the same length as CD. It's going to be 5x. And now that means we can find the height of this rectangle by dividing 10x cubed plus 5x divided by 5x. Now I know I've spoken about this before. You could write the 5x underneath like this if you prefer. Either way works just as well. And that's going to give you 2x squared plus 1. So length of AC is going to be 2x squared plus 1. And then finding the perimeter of this thing is just a matter of saying, add them all up. I'll start off with the 5x. Remember, you're going to have to add the like terms, and 2xy doesn't have any like terms to connect with. X squared (10x). I'll put the 2xy plus the 1, and that's going to be my perimeter. So hopefully that was not too bad. We're looking ahead to page 8. We're going to have to try and organize ourselves a little bit. But as I said in class, you got to be careful about the way you approach these questions. Set up what the algebra is. Why are we doing this? It's just practice using polynomials, right? Because you have to do the different operations, and it's nice to have some sort of reason application for those operations.